Guru Nation, thank you so much for watching. We're answering questions because some of our clients actually. Did you know we have a client services like for a low monthly fee? We help you with everything you need for your site. But it's going to be helpful not just for site owners, but coordinators working like Katie and Desiree today.
Yeah.
Not today. Today they did a CDA. They were their first time they did a CDA because I'm not there to do it. So I asked them to do it.
Relatively simple, but still can be confusing.
Simple, yeah. About a month ago, they did their first feasibility survey. That's what this topic's on. So it's not just for site owners, but it's for study coordinators as well. So feasibility survey. Where do we start, Chris? What's like the biggest client pain point we have on feasibilities?
So most of the requested information on the feasibility questionnaire is rather simple and straightforward. You should be able to fill this out. 2/3 of the documents should be able to be filled out with no problems by most people, right? Addresses, what's the name of the coordinator, what's the name of the PI, any prior audits, things of that nature, right? Relatively straightforward and simple. Where it gets a little difficult and absolutely crucial is when they start asking specifics about the study, right? Do you have the patient population? What's the current treatment for this patient population? How many patients can you get for the study? These are all crucial, right? The feasibility questionnaire is the most important step in the process for a site to be awarded the study, okay? So if the sponsor likes what they see in terms of the feasibility questionnaire and your responses as a site, they're going to schedule a site selection visit. At that point, it's your study to lose. And I've been a part of...
Right.
I've been a part of, if you include our clients, right, and just having conversations with them about preparing for a site selection visit, I've been a part of literally thousands at this point of site selection visits. And including for our own sites, I can't think of more than maybe 10 sites getting selected. Right? So basically, it's your study to lose.
It's your study to lose. So why are clients so bent out of shape over these things?
Well,
first of all, what's the process? Like CDA first?
Well, the process is getting a sponsor interested in your site so that they want to put a CDA in place so they can provide you with more study details. So first step, get a sponsor interested in your site.
Right. Yeah, we're not going to get into the how-to and all that. But
we'll do that for you as a client.
Yeah, we'll do it for you as a client, but we have videos on how to do it on your own too.
Once the sponsor's interested, they need a CDA in place, so they can release study information to you. It's either a synopsis or a protocol. Then they're going to provide you with a feasibility questionnaire in which they're going to gather all the minute details about your site and your potential fulfillment of the study. And what I mean by that is how many patients can you get for them, right? Because that's definitely the pinpoint for sponsors in terms of research.
Right.
I mean, almost more so than coming up with new compounds.
Yeah, okay. So where's the anxiety then? Because this sounds like, I've done tons of these, but to somebody like watching, they're like a coordinator that maybe just started at their job, they're watching this and they're saying, well, so why is this hard?
Okay, so... Well,
you get their point. Like, why is this hard? You showed how many patients are in your database.
Because, well, where the trick lies. I don't know if we should discuss this, but
Chris, discuss it.
All right. So,
first of all, you're right, coordinator watching. You put what's in your site database that includes your PI and all their connected clinicians EMRs too.
Right.
That's what I do at Yuma Clinical Trials.
Yep.
For our site, we have no reason where Chris is going to embellish. We actually don't.
Okay. So
we probably under-report what we have.
And that
at my site.
That actually can serve a purpose. Because I know of sites that have reported legitimately what they believe their recruitment numbers would be, and sponsors say, oh, this is too much. We don't believe this.
Right.
So they come back with questions.
Right.
Right. So, it might make sense at times to underreport. However, the problem is, unless the sponsor gives you details on what they're looking for, we're looking to have 50 sites on this study and randomize 1,000 patients, you have no idea what kind of numbers they're looking for, generally
Right,
speaking, when
right.
filling out a feasibility questionnaire.
So you just have to deal with the truth.
Yes.
Now, if you're a site that doesn't have a database, that's where you get into problems.
Right, where it gets tricky, because on more than one occasion I've been told by sponsor representatives that they, in their experience, almost all sites exaggerate on the feasibility questionnaires in terms of numbers. So one incident in particular, in which it was our site, and we were looking to take on this study because the sponsor wanted us to. It's not a study we were too interested in, but the sponsor, we were, I can't think of the term, primary site, study site for the sponsor.
Preferred site.
Preferred, thank you. We were a preferred study site for the sponsor. And we didn't have a lot of patients for this study. I thought at best we could randomize 2 patients for this study, and I told the CRA that came out that had no experience with our site. That's what I told her. And she, later, after we were selected and I saw the CRA again, she said she wasn't going to recommend us to the sponsor because we said we only had 2 patients for the study. And if that's our exaggerated number, right, what we have, 0 or 1?
Mm-hmm.
So she changed her recommendation to, she did recommend us because an experienced CRA told her, listen, she laughed at her and said, well, if you're not going to recommend that site, the sponsor's just going to laugh at you and take them on anyhow because they're a preferred site.
Right.
And that is their legitimate number, right? I felt no need to exaggerate our position because I knew we were a preferred
But you were
site.
basically enticed by the CRA to be like, hey, you know what? Put your best foot forward.
Right. Well, that CRA later told me that all sites exaggerate, period.
Mm-hmm.
No exception.
And this is how you must do it.
Right.
Not that we're telling you to do that.
If you're telling me to, there's just no way.
For the record, I'm
Couldn't
on here
recommend you.
saying tell the truth. And if the problem is going to be when you don't have that patient database, you got to ask yourself, do you even want to do this study?
Yeah.
These studies are not easy, guys. Like, if you, I know, like, when you're first starting out, or maybe like times are going bad, like on your existing site, you get a study offer and you just want to say yes. But if you can't enroll patients, like, maybe you shouldn't do that study. What a concept. what a concept.
Yeah. Yeah. And going back, not to oversimplify the feasibility questionnaire, because there's oftentimes questions, you know, to those with some experience,
But they're all different, right? They all ask different questions.
Yeah,
Because study specifics, they vary from study to study.
Absolutely. And then even their questions sometimes, it's gotten to the point where I think every questionnaire I see now, or not every, but quite a significant number, I encounter a question I've never seen before on a questionnaire.
Mm-hmm.
They just have odd questions at times. But
how do you respond to those ones you're not sure? You Google, or what do you do?
yeah, I mean, I take my best guess, right? But for those that are research naive, there are questions on there for the experienced sites that are very simple, like what they start asking about local IRBs, and research naive sites oftentimes have no clue what that is or how to answer that.
They get scared. Also, like when they say, do you have a pharmacist on site?
Right, which
most sites don't, and they're like, oh no, but your coordinator can be your pharmacist. You can have somebody else serve as a pharmacist.
Generally speaking, the pharmacist can be the coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
But occasionally, it is a legitimate PharmD they're looking for.
But in those cases, they will actually put in the survey, must be a PharmD.
Yeah.
If you don't see that stuff, default to yes, guys.
Yeah.
Default to no if you know for a fact you can't get these patients.
Yeah.
That should be your big first question. Can I get these patients? Is it worth me doing this survey? If the answer is yes, if the answer is no, stop.
Yep.
Tell them you're not interested, you don't have the patient database. They're going to be shocked by your honesty and probably consider you for other studies.
What's very upsetting about the feasibility questionnaires, though, is oftentimes they wait until you're halfway through the questionnaire to ask, are you interested in this study?
Yeah.
That's very irritating.
Yeah.
At least I find it to be. Why am I completing all this and then ask this question?
Well, we can end on that note unless you want to add anything else.
No, I'm in complete agreement with you. If you can't get patients for a study, you're not interested.
Don't do it, guys. There's other studies that you can do better on.
And sponsors would appreciate it. And just FYI, if you tell them you can get 8 patients for a study and you get 0, they're probably not coming back to your site. So you just burned a bridge with that sponsor. So yeah, if you can't get at least 1, And even then, you might burn a bridge with a sponsor if you tell them you can get 8.
Yeah.
It's better to move on to another study.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you, Chris. Everybody like, subscribe, comment, share. Let us know your thoughts on feasibilities for sites, or maybe you're a sponsor, Sierra. Let us know your thoughts. Take care.
Bye-bye.